Holy Spirit, angel guides, spirit guides, what is the message for those who will stop by to hear it? Uh-oh. Somebody found some evidence indicating that there may be a third party. Another woman. Maybe her smell was on the garment. Could have even been a jacket, some article of clothing. Somebody said a hair. That's kind of hard to dispute anybody's hair. I don't know. I'm out of it. My name is Fess. I'm out of this mess. Third party interfering with your relationship. So you may be aware that somebody else is in the picture causing interference in your love life. Okay. Give us some good recommendations on handling this third party spirit and our mate. I would think then this is a test to see if it's real. Yes. Spirit says shut up and get some cards on the table. I do feel like this was a test of your relationship, whether or not it could endure. One of many tests, right? Life is a series of tests constantly. Okay. So you open up with the Ace of Pentacles. A blessed event. A blessing. One based on stability, family, responsibility. I believe this is what somebody hoped for. The Ace of Pentacles is an energy of being blessed with something that you hope for, something very valuable. Pentacle is usually very valuable. It's time. You can't get that back, right? Effort. Absolutely. Love and investment. So somebody really invested, hoped for, had high hopes for something very solid, stable. Three of Wands, they waited for this. They anticipated it coming in and thought they may have found it, had some success, a victory, scored the King or Queen of Pentacles, very valuable. Started off as friends. Met them out while you were drinking, celebrating, could have been a party. And then things began to change. I feel like some time transpired. Like maybe you guys have been together for a long time before the change actually occurred. And things were going pretty good. At least from the onset or from the outside, it seemed to be going pretty good. And then all of these swords began to appear. A lot of interference coming in from different people, different areas, like even work. There was some type of interference. Could have been a third party at work. Doesn't have to be, but work can interfere with love, where you feel you're not getting attention. They're never home. Okay. So the King, Queen of Cups, knows the value of their cup. I feel like somebody is alerted to this third party and therefore can divert, because this is future energy. The King of Cups, the Eight of Wands, which is swift communication. That's how you're alerted. And the Three of Swords, about this third party. It's almost like you're warned before they can actually separate. You're warned of the interference. Yeah. Someone's lying. Their nose just keeps growing. I don't know who this liar is. Tell us, Spirit. Who is this liar here? This person that's dishonest. Okay. The King of Pentacles. Not really telling the truth about what's going on in terms of family. 10 of Pentacles upright is your family, your children, your possessions. Maybe someone's saying they're not even married, or they're not disclosing that, or what else? They're lying. There's a liar here. What else? So we need to know, Spirit. You're warning us. Yeah, but whatever it is, they're going to try, but they're not going to succeed. They're not going to be successful, because already you're aware of this. You're aware of this interference, and therefore you can take the appropriate action. And what is that, Spirit? Don't listen to mistruths. Actually, communication should be directly between you and your spouse. Be clear. Be prepared to disclose how you know that there's a third party, that there's somebody else in the picture. This is clarity. This is truth. This is a moment of clarity, truth, honesty, loyalty. That's why it's the test, right? You got to go to the source directly. Okay. Yeah, were you unfaithful? King of Wands can be sexually explorative. A lot of communication back and forth, friends talking among friends. Somehow you're hearing a lot of communication, and your job is to discern the truth, because we know lies. Some of it is a lie, but not all of it. Eight of Wands again. Okay. What else, Spirit? So basically, you're listening to it all. And you're beginning to replot your course of action. Drama. The liar is definitely causing a scene. He's causing a scene because you can see right through them. You can tell. See, it could have been the third party, could have been at the center of your reading is 3 cups. So when you met, you could have met at a party, and you three, and now that's the third party. One of you that met in the very beginning is the third party, I feel. All this communication is coming in, and you have to discern between truth and lies. Spirit is, yeah, it's all in your perception. Tell me about replotting course here and perception changing. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, because this is the King of Pentacles here, and the Queen of Pentacles is here twice. And the Queen of Pentacles, she uses her feminine energy. She's nurturing, she's supportive, but she's no idiot. You do treat her with respect. She's very resourceful. She finds out what she needs to know. And a lot of times it comes from inside of her. What else, Spirit? Her intuition. King of Wands, twice. There was some type of sexual involvement, and as a result, judgment, not justice, judgment, which is karma. Saturn, a reckoning. Everything is figured out. Spirit already knows. He sits high, he looks low. Nothing passes him. So there's an awakening. There's an awakening. And remember, what is the awakening? Do they stay together or should they go their own way? Tell us, Spirit. Tell us. Two of Cups. Wow. And Two of Cups is a soulmate energy. So this could go either way is what I'm feeling. For some of you, it unifies the love, though. This was a test and they passed. They didn't lie. But the third party trying to get in between you was identified as the liar. And therefore, what you two had is Two of Cups. It was real. It was real. That's why it never even proceeds to the future energy ending with the Three of Swords, because you two have honest communication with the Ace of Swords, get to the bottom of it, understand the interference, who and what's happening, and you put that to an end. Oh, I love it. Yes, and that's what you have to do. Talk honestly. This is what I heard. This is what I found. What is it? Now I want to hear what is it from you. Yeah, you guys. There is love here. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles. But every once in a while, you got to fight for that love, right? You got to keep that flame going. You got to keep the passion alive. And luckily, the test showed that you do have passion and love. But it also showed that you need to cut off communication. It brings closure to whoever that interference was that was causing that interference, to that third party. You found out the truth here about someone, and they're no longer having a seat or access to you. Not all connections are meant to be. Yet guard your heart. You know, this actually elevated your love for each other. But it also taught you that not everyone deserves to be trusted. And also within your relationship, maybe you met them with them, but you can't let people know everything that's going on within. Because a lot of times, if they don't have the same experiences, they could envy what you have secretly, and there goes that undercurrent. That's what I'm feeling here. But also, I believe love needs to be tested, right? It needs to be tested so that you see its strength, its durability. As long as there is still trust among each other, with honesty, light, truth, clarity, and the flame has to still be lit. The passion, it has to be alive. You two have to still want to be Two of Cups, sharing feelings, emotions, investing with the Ace of Cups, willing to invest, reinvest, confess. And look at what you have here, the Star. That is about healing from the interference, removing the blockage, regaining hope. It's strengthening what you have and stepping out on faith again, moving forward into the future, leaving this behind, learning a valuable lesson, Spirit said. Your faith has increased. And this is your wish fulfillment. This is the one for you. This solidified that. If there was any doubt, that was the purpose of this. And once love has been solidified, then Spirit's going to use that in some way. What else, Spirit? Fire sign. Leo, Aries, Sag. Could be involved. That third party, though, does seek revenge. I feel an energy of somebody trying to get even with someone else. They are acting very immature, childish. But you had judgment here, and vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Child, that's what I'm saying. They may do things, but their actions are not going to bring them the results that they hope for. What else, Spirit? If you're noticing changes within your relationship, it's because you're leaving an old version of your union behind. You're elevating, shedding old unnecessary layers, cycles, endings, and bringing in new beginnings. They're on the horizon, and you know what? You've worked, you've overcome here, you've grown, so you deserve this new chapter. Like for me, leave me a comment. You can put this number in the comment. 1221, taking initiative. Right, not letting anything interfere with your love. Taking the initiative to talk about it, to softly approach it as a queen, a king, and continue to nurture it. That brought about an optimistic change, joy, communication, good vibes, good news, good expressions. Higher vibrations were maintained. I said the Queen of Pentacles works with what she has. Very feminine. It got her to get the King's attention. Put it back on what's important, their union. Count your blessings, acknowledge your dear ones and those that you love. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some more good news very soon. 1221 in the comments for me. Take the initiative to save your union. Until the next moon phase, namaste.